For those who don't know me, I'm Neville Carson. I'm the chair of DEBRA New Zealand. I've known some of you well for a long time. Some I've just met, and quite a few of you I'm still to meet. Welcome to all who've travelled from all corners of New Zealand and from the four corners of the earth. This is the first time that DEBRA's International Congress has been held in the Asia-Pacific region, and it's great to have that opportunity to host you all, to let you see our country, and to meet people on the other side of the world who are bonded together with our interest and coping mechanisms with this very difficult condition. DEBRA is a wonderful family organisation in New Zealand, as I'm sure it is in many other countries, and I look forward to hearing a lot more about the DEBRAs of other parts of the world in the course of the weekend. Now, first, I have some health and safety announcements. In the unlikely event of fire, earthquake, or other emergency, there will be a continuous bell ringing in the hotel. The lifts will close down. There will be certain doors, smoke-stop doors will close. I think there's some in behind there. So there are 3 exits from this room, from this conference area. They're all clearly marked. Exit 1, which is that way, down the stairs, not the lifts, down the stairs to the lobby area, and you assemble either in the Cuba Street car park next to the fish market outside in that car parking area, or behind the hotel into Dunlop Terrace, and there's a grassy area in front of the university architecture building, I think it is, or design building, which is out off Dunlop Terrace. The exit 2 is just next to the lift, marked just through in the lobby there, and that will take you down to the apartments foyer in Cuba Street, so you'll go across to the fish market from that. And there is another exit at the far end there as well, which again is a Cuba Street one. So please don't rush if there is an emergency. Evacuate slowly. Anyone with a wheelchair, the staff of the hotel are trained to deal with you because the lifts won't be working. They will be there to assist, so stay where you are if you're in a wheelchair or otherwise immobilised, and staff will be here to help you evacuate. 2 other health and safety matters. One of them is that I've been asked to give a warning this morning for those of you who are staying in the hotel. Be very careful of the sharp corners on the shampoo dispensers in the showers. One of our number has already... The second one is, those of you who haven't been in New Zealand before, and perhaps those of you who have any ideas about skiving off from this wonderful conference for a few hours, if you're out in the sun, be very careful to make sure you've got sunblock on and other protection, hat and so on, because the ozone is pretty thin in this part of the world, and New Zealand's sun is renowned for burning people very much more quickly than many other countries in the world that you may be accustomed to. So just be very cautious if you're out in the sun, not to stay out too long, and make sure you've got some protection. That's enough from me for now, just by way of a general welcome, but it is great to see you all. We've got capacity crowd for the venue, so this is wonderful. I'm sure there'll be other occasions to thank all the sponsors who've helped make this happen, and they're listed in your program. I won't go through them all now, but many of them are the wound care companies and similar. But one that I don't think is mentioned in the program, but which I recall from a long time ago when DEBRA New Zealand was first looking at trying to get this Congress together for here, the Minister of Tourism, former Minister of Tourism, did make a grant to assist DEBRA in bringing an international conference to Wellington. So that's another sponsor whom we should thank. Can I call on the Director of DEBRA New Zealand, Anna Campbell-Welsh, to come and say a few words.
I'll be really brief, otherwise we're going to run late before we've started. But it's absolutely wonderful having you all here. It is so exciting. We've been looking forward to this for years. This is, as Neville said, the first time that we've had an DEBRA international meeting on this side of the world at all. It's only twice before been outside of Europe. So this is really fantastic. Loretto is the Vice President of DEBRA International, so we'll just introduce, she will be speaking later, but she's the boss lady. Unfortunately, the President couldn't come, he's back in the UK. And Zlatko and Leah have been the key organising team with me, and Orbit have been absolutely wonderful. We absolutely couldn't have done it without you. So thank you very much. And I will now introduce the Mayor, Justin Lester, who's going to officially open the conference for us. Thanks, Justin.
Ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, nau mai haere mai whakatau mai rā ki te upoko o te ika a Māui. A very warm Wellington welcome to you all. I've just welcomed you, greeted you in Māori, one of the native languages of New Zealand. And I said, welcome to the head of the fish of Māui. Now, I was talking to some delegates earlier who've just been in the South Island. According to Māori folklore, the South Island was the waka, or the canoe, upon which Māui stood as he fished the North Island out of the water. This is very familiar to New Zealanders, more familiar to an international audience now also because of the Moana movie. And if you've got children under age 10, as I do, you'll be very familiar with all of the songs. But I won't sing to you today. Thank you for being here in our beautiful city. As Neville and Anna have mentioned, only the third time it's been held outside of Europe. It's a long way to come for many of you, but hopefully worthwhile. It's a beautiful city, it's a wonderful city. We have a common refrain here, you can't beat Wellington on a good day, and you're experiencing a few of those. We are renowned for our wind, the occasional gentle breeze that does whip through the city, but you won't experience that while you're here. It gives me great pleasure to open the DEBRA International Congress, and I know it is an ailment that is very difficult to live with. So why am I here? Aside from wanting to welcome any international visitors into our city, I also have Lily Kimball-Welsh, who works in my office. Lily is Neville and Anna's niece and Humphrey's cousin as well. Lily looked after and cared for Humphrey's bandages for 7 years when she was a high school student and later on at university life as well. It took approximately 3 hours a day, and Humphrey will articulate much better than I possibly could shortly with his speech the difficult and painful job that it required. You'll all be aware of this, but I just want to give some insights that I've also understood and been acquainted with the difficulties. Lily did want me to apologise to Humphrey this morning. Apologise for the stabbing that sometime took place with the surgical scalpel when she was popping blisters, and she knew you had a great fear of her left-handed cutting skills. She also had a fear of hurting you, but she did want to, slightly tongue-in-cheek, apologise. Lily... She's not really sorry. Lily's also talked to me about the difficulties and the pain that you've faced, Humphrey, which she'll articulate shortly. The hypnosis, self-hypnosis that you use to cope with the pain that you face. I do want to acknowledge the 150 people that are here, the health professionals, the carers, the sufferers, the families, the friends. But I also want to acknowledge Anna and Neville and Martin for the hard work you've done to make sure that sufferers have their pain eased as well. Now, it's taken 10 years for them to lobby the New Zealand government for funding, for support and for bandage nurses. So congratulations on the work you've done to help ease that pain. I hope you enjoy our city while you're here. Please take the warning about the sunshine carefully. The approximate time in New Zealand compared with Asia and Europe is about 20 or 30 minutes. You have to have suntan lotion on after that, otherwise you will suffer from burn. So just please take that very carefully. It is a wonderful city. You've got to experience our craft beer, our wine from the Wairarapa. Don't tell too many friends and family about New Zealand when you get home. We try to keep our little place in the world a secret. But for anybody that is keen, I do preside over the citizenship ceremonies in New Zealand as well. We've already had a couple of applications through. We'd be happy to welcome you into our country and into our city in the future. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.